1. Everything happens for a reason. Consider the possibility that each event you encounter, be it pleasant or difficult, holds deep significance. Suppose I suggested that, from a Buddhist standpoint, occurrences aren't random. Keep watching to explore how this age-old wisdom reveals a purpose behind everything. Embark on this path of inner exploration with us, and attain tranquility through the insight that all events serve a purpose. Chapter 2. The Principle of Impermanence, Grasping Continuous Transformation. The Principle of Impermanence, Grasping Continuous Transformation. Nothing in existence remains fixed. Everything alters: seasons, feelings, connections, even our physical forms. In Buddhist thought, this concept is known as Anicca, or impermanence, one of existence's core truths. Distress emerges when we push against this fundamental nature. We crave for joyful moments to endure indefinitely and for hardships to vanish instantly. Yet, life is an unending current. The solution lies not in clinging or resisting, but in learning to embrace every stage with composure. Observe the natural world. A river neither halts nor holds onto a single shape. It moves fluidly. A tree sheds its leaves in autumn, yet doesn't grieve. It understands that spring promises fresh growth. We, too, can learn to release what no longer benefits us, trusting that every shift guides us toward a new level of development. Embracing impermanence sets us free. It permits us to relish the present without the dread of its loss and confront trials with the assurance that they, too, will eventually pass. If all is in perpetual flux, then every challenging moment is merely a phase, not a final state. Genuine serenity isn't found in dodging change, but in moving harmoniously with it. When we cease battling reality and learn to live with non-attachment, we uncover a calmness that isn't reliant on outside conditions. Chapter 3. Cause and Consequence. Karma in Everyday Existence. Stay tuned as we delve into how this ancient philosophy unveils that everything unfolds for a reason. Uncover how welcoming life's fluctuations can guide you to authentic peace and comprehension. Remember to like, subscribe, and activate the notification bell so you won't miss our explorations into mindfulness and wisdom. Let's commence this exploration together, because each moment holds a lesson ready to be understood. Cause and consequence. Karma in everyday existence. Nothing in our lives occurs arbitrarily. Every deed, thought, and utterance we express generates an outcome, even if it's not immediately apparent. This constitutes the core of karma, among Buddhism's most foundational principles. Karma isn't about heavenly penalty or recompense. It's a natural principle, akin to gravity. Everything we engage in produces energy that ultimately circles back to us in some manner. Picture tossing a pebble into a pond. The ripples extend outward, modifying the water surface. Likewise, our actions generate ripples throughout our lives and the lives of others. Some results are instantaneous. Others require years to emerge. Yet, one truth remains. Everything we undertake leaves an imprint. Karma encompasses not only actions, but also thoughts and emotions. An individual consumed by hatred and bitterness, even without acting upon it, still molds their reality with that energy. Conversely, someone cultivating compassion and forbearance, even amid adversity, fosters an atmosphere of serenity around them. The caliber of our existence is shaped by the caliber of our deeds and thoughts. At times, we observe individuals behaving poorly without facing immediate repercussions, while others perform good deeds yet experience injustice. This might appear paradoxical, but Buddhism clarifies that karma doesn't invariably manifest right away. It's comparable to sowing seeds. Some germinate rapidly, while others take more time. Karma imparts personal accountability. Rather than assigning blame to others or situations, we can acknowledge our capacity to alter our lives by modifying our actions and thoughts. A Buddhist tale exemplifies this. A student inquired of his master, "Why are some born into poverty and others into wealth?" Why do certain individuals seem fortunate while others do not? The master responded, if you sow apple seeds, you harvest apples. If you plant thorny bushes, you get thorns. Each existence is the culmination of innumerable past deeds, and our present decisions are planting the seeds for our times to come. Karma is not synonymous with destiny. It pertains to transformation. If we have generated suffering previously, we can invariably opt to act with greater insight and empathy now. 3 avenues through which we produce karma: thoughts, words, actions. Each molds our life and the surrounding world. A hateful notion might appear trivial, but if cultivated, it can escalate into hurtful language and damaging behavior. Conversely, a thought rooted in love and appreciation can alter our speech and conduct, fostering harmony. Mindfulness aids us in becoming conscious of our karma. By observing our actions and thoughts candidly, we discern patterns leading to distress or contentment. For instance, reacting angrily to problems generates tension, attracting further conflict. Responding with calm and understanding disrupts that pattern, promoting peace. Karma isn't solely individual, it's collective. Our choices impact our families, communities, and the globe. When we nurture generosity and empathy, we not only enhance our own lives, but also contribute to a more concordant world. Intention holds significance. Assisting someone for self-gain differs from doing so genuinely from the heart. The energy generated varies, which is why Buddhism underscores the purity of the motive behind every action. We have gathered habits and experiences that shape us. However, the past does not dictate our identity. Each day presents a fresh opportunity to sow beneficial seeds. Regardless of past errors, we can always begin anew. To alter our karma, we can commence modestly, be more considerate in speech, act with integrity, aid others without expecting reciprocation. These gestures might seem elementary, yet their influence is substantial. Like a solitary drop initiating ripples, every positive deed contributes to broader change. Karma serves as a reminder that we are the architects of our lives. While we cannot govern everything, we can select our responses. Each decision is a chance to progress toward a more complete, meaningful existence. By comprehending cause and effect, we cease viewing ourselves as casualties of fate and begin embracing responsibility for our being. This empowers us, enabling us to live with enhanced peace and self-assurance. Accepting karma assists us in perceiving every experience, even the most challenging, as an instruction. Instead of querying, "Why is this occurring to me?" we inquire, "What can I glean from this?" With this perspective, every impediment transforms into a stride toward wisdom. Ultimately, everything we undertake returns to us, not as retribution or reward, but as the natural consequence of our decisions. Living with this awareness prompts us to act more judiciously, forging a path of harmony and well-being. Chapter 4. Attachment and Distress. Mastering the Art of Letting Go. Attachment and Distress. Mastering the Art of Letting Go. Buddhism conveys that suffering originates from attachment. We hold fast to individuals, belongings, emotions, and even concepts, trusting they will grant us happiness. Yet, nothing in life endures forever. When that to which we cling shifts or vanishes, we experience anguish. The issue with attachment lies in its capacity to make us reliant on external factors. We reason, "I cannot find joy without this relationship. I require this position to feel secure," or if only circumstances differed, I would find peace. However, when we anchor our happiness to elements beyond our control, suffering becomes unavoidable. Releasing doesn't imply ceasing to love or appreciate things. It signifies enjoying without needing to possess, being present without insisting on permanence. A love liberated from attachment doesn't aim to manage or cling. It moves with acceptance. Upon loosening our grasp, we discover an unprecedented freedom. We recognize our ability to appreciate the present without dreading its departure and live with lightness, unburdened by the strain of maintaining constancy. Genuine tranquility emerges when we learn to release what we cannot retain. Chapter 5. The Insight of Acceptance, Moving with Life's Current. The insight of acceptance, moving with life's current. Life seldom unfolds according to our designs. From our youth, we are instructed to strive for our desires, push towards objectives, and resist when events diverge from our expectations. Yet, rarely are we taught the potency of acceptance. Within Buddhism, acceptance is neither resignation nor inaction. It isn't about surrendering or compromising. It involves perceiving reality distinctly, without opposition or conflict. Acceptance embodies clarity. It's acknowledging the current state without demanding it alter for us to achieve peace. It's abandoning the struggle against reality, enabling us to flow with life rather than against it. Often, our suffering stems not from events themselves, but from our resistance to them. If something doesn't proceed as desired, we become frustrated. If someone behaves unexpectedly, we grow angry. If circumstances change, we cling to the past. But life advances irrespective of our consent. Resistance breeds suffering. Acceptance permits effortless movement. A Zen narrative illustrates this. A farmer's horse escaped. His neighbors remarked, "What misfortune?" The farmer countered, "Who can say if it's favorable or unfavorable?" Several days later, the horse came back, accompanied by wild horses. The neighbors exclaimed, "What splendid fortune again!" The farmer stated, "Who can say?" Subsequently, his son fractured his leg while attempting to domesticate a wild horse. The neighbors expressed sorrow. "How dreadful!" The farmer merely uttered, "Who can say?" Shortly thereafter, war erupted, and officials arrived to conscript young men. However, his son was exempted due to his injury. What initially appeared as misfortune evolved into a benefit. What seemed like good fortune could have entailed loss. Life is an unceasing flow. Only the passage of time unveils the complete scenario. Acceptance doesn't equate to inaction. If a situation causes distress and we possess the ability to alter it, we ought to. But if it lies beyond our influence, battling it merely intensifies the pain. Wisdom resides in discerning this distinction. Chapter 6. Concealed Lessons. Discovering Significance in Hardship. Concealed Lessons. Discovering significance in hardship. Life presents trials that appear devoid of meaning. Loss, failure, illness, conflict. Yet, every adversity contains a lesson, even if initially obscure. When events deviate from our plans, we typically react with resistance, anger, or sorrow. However, upon deeper reflection, we find that even the bleakest moments impart valuable teachings. Buddhism posits that all things are interconnected. What manifests as an impediment might, in fact, be an essential stride in our personal development. A well-known parable. A person observed a butterfly battling to emerge from its chrysalis. Moved by sympathy, they assisted it. However, the butterfly emerged enfeebled, its wings immature. The very struggle to break free was crucial for strengthening it for flight. Similarly, our own difficulties cultivate the resilience required to advance. Suffering can serve as an instructor if we are receptive to learning. It compels us to introspect, question our assumptions, and mature. It highlights our vulnerabilities so we may transform them into strengths. In existence, we don't invariably obtain our desires, but we consistently receive what is necessary for our evolution. A failed partnership imparts lessons in autonomy. A professional setback redirects our trajectory. Health challenges serve as reminders to tend to our bodies and minds. Nothing is futile if we remain open to the learning process. Chapter 7. Mindfulness, residing in the present moment. Mindfulness, residing in the present moment. Our thoughts perpetually wander, ensnared in remorse over the past or apprehension about the future. Seldom are we entirely present in the singular moment that genuinely exists, the now. Buddhism advocates mindfulness, sati, the discipline of grounding ourselves in the present liberated from distractions. When ensnared by the past, we re-experience old hurts or cling to vanished memories. When fixated on the future, we generate imagined stress concerning potential events. Yet, the present is our sole, true possession, the only realm where we can act, feel, and fully engage with life. Mindfulness transcends mere meditation. It's a mode of existence. Eating mindfully involves savoring each mouthful, not consuming unconsciously. Listening mindfully entails truly hearing, not merely awaiting one's turn to speak. Walking mindfully means sensing each footstep, not being adrift in thought. Most of us exist in a state of perpetual distraction, browsing our phones while conversing, contemplating work during family time, fretting about tomorrow while dining. We occupy one physical location while our minds reside elsewhere. This deprives us of joy and heightens stress. Mindfulness assists us in reclaiming the now. Chapter 8. Deepening the Practice, Living Wisdom. Deepening the practice, living wisdom. Every day, the path doesn't conclude with comprehension. Genuine transformation manifests when we incorporate these teachings into our daily routines. Let's investigate practical methods for integrating this insight. Morning ritual for presences. Initiate each day with this straightforward exercise. Upon awakening, take 3 deliberate breaths before rising from bed. Sense your link to the ground beneath. Establish an intention. Today, I will encounter whatever arises with awareness. The pause practice. Throughout your day, introduce moments of mindfulness. Before responding to calls, take a single deep breath. While waiting in line or commuting, feel your feet connecting with the earth. At mealtimes, pause to appreciate your sustenance before consuming it. Transforming challenges into instructors. When hardships emerge, attempt this 3-stage method. Identify it. This is frustration, or this is anxiety. Feel it. Observe its location within your body without criticism. Learn from it. Inquire. What is this situation unveiling to me? Evening reflection. Conclude your day with appreciation. Recall 3 instances when you were completely present. Recognize one challenge and the lesson it imparted. Extend loving kindness toward yourself and others. Deepening questions for your exploration. Where in my existence am I resisting inevitable change? What thought patterns keep me ensnared in suffering? How can I infuse more compassionate awareness into my daily interactions? The ripple effect. Recall that your personal evolution generates waves throughout the world. Your composure translates into peace for others. Your awareness fosters space for more profound connections. Your growth serves as inspiration to those around you. Continuing your path. For individuals prepared to delve deeper, commence a 5-minute daily meditation practice. Maintain a journal documenting insights and moments of awareness. Connect with our mindfulness community. Chapter 9. Transforming the Mind from Suffering to Enlightenment. Transforming the mind from suffering to enlightenment. Our mind possesses the potential to be our staunchest ally or fiercest adversary. Buddhism teaches that suffering arises not from external events, but from our interpretation of them. Through meditation and self-examination, we can train the mind to pause before reacting, observe thoughts without being governed by them, and select responses rather than yielding to impulses. This isn't about eradicating suffering entirely. It's about comprehending it. Every challenging emotion presents an opportunity for growth. When we cease identifying with fears and anxieties, we uncover a liberty that transcends circumstances. Enlightenment isn't some far-off objective. It's living with awareness centered in the present moment. By releasing detrimental thoughts and nurturing inner tranquility, we transform not only our minds, but also our reality. If this video resonated with you, subscribe and enable notifications for additional Buddhist insights. Leave a comment indicating which of these teachings struck the deepest chord.